It's very irritating. Let's hope we don't blow something up today. It's supposed to be like a double-decker. So how about that? All nice and shiny and all kinds of buttons that I can't read because I don't have my glasses on. Right on. Let's look inside. Double-decker, you got 2 trays. All right, let's hope we don't blow something up today. Well, good morning, everybody. So I have a couple of goals today. I want to be outside today, and I also want to be in my kitchen today. So last week I started on the elliptical and I did 100 steps 5 weeks ago. Whew, I'm out of breath. And so every week since then I've been adding 10 per week. Well, all last week I didn't get on it because of my toothache. Whew. So the 140 steps today on the elliptical was a bit challenging. I think I kept up a pretty good pace. That's what I've been doing for the past 5 weeks. I've been trying to get in more exercise because you know what? Gardening season is coming up. Next week I'll do 150 steps. So my goal on doing the elliptical is to do an 8-minute steady pace exercise, and that'll get my heart rate up and get it to where it needs to be, and then I'll move on from there to do the ultimate goal by the end of summer is to be able to do a full hour workout like I used to. So anyway, that's the plan, and so I'm pretty excited about that. I guess I can only do 8 at a time to sterilize. You don't see what?
I don't see a booklet. There should be something.
Help! We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, you think there would be. Oh wait, what's this in the lid?
It's a booklet.
It's the booklet.
Yay! Came across a good deal on carrots, or at least I thought it was a good deal. $1 for 2 pounds, so I got 8 pounds. So washed off pretty good. Everything that I've read says you need to peel them. So if you're going to get botulism, that's where you're going to get it, is from the peel. And so even though I'm peeling it, they said to wash them anyway because, well, the stuff that's on the skin will get on the carrot as you slice it and peel it. So I'm going to get 8 pounds of these done and go from there. We're super excited, aren't we, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, it says you need the carrots to be small, 1 to 1 1/4 inches in diameter. Is that 1 1/4 inches in diameter?
Sure, I think so.
Measure it?
I don't know. Do you want me to measure it? I would say yes. That qualifies.
Well, those are big.
Yeah, they are.
Those are not what I would call small carrots.
Well,
It says larger
Yeah.
carrots may be fibrous. You'll need 2 to 3 pounds of carrots for each quart jar. So I'm using pint jar. How many pints are in a quart?
2.
So if I have 8 pounds, how many jars am I going to get?
I wasn't doing the math in my head. I don't know.
Well, you do
Well,
it.
how many?
You do it, and I'm going to go get the jars
Where's the?
out of the water because they're probably done sanitizing. Turn that off. Okay, so I got to fill up this pan with water and get it hot so that I can fill my hot jars with liquid. Now, I haven't decided whether I'm going to raw pack or hot pack, because this is my first time doing it, so we'll see what happens. John's going to come and slice them for me. Thank you, honey. How many jars? Pint jars? 8.
I think it'd be between 6 and 8.
Are you sure that's an inch?
Well, we could get the tape measure and look. I don't know.
No.
But here's the tape measure right here.
Oh, well, if you have a tape measure right there, let's measure the diameter of that silly thing.
It is maybe an inch and a half.
Here, hang on. There's a thing on here.
Oh, right.
Well, looky there. Right at 1 1/4 inches.
Uh-huh.
Or not quite 1 1/2 inches. Yay.
Okay, I'm glad we got that settled.
That's ridiculous.
What are you doing to the camera?
You did it.
I did not. Can't duplicate that.
I can't believe you tried to kill me with the tip of a carrot.
This
Stop it.
thing.
Are you done?
I'm chopping. Chopping. See, chop.
Oh, well, at least we got one bowlful. What is that? Don't speak caveman. Too hard. When all jars are filled, add the reserved hot cooking liquid, leaving an inch headspace. Remove the bubbles, wipe rims, center lids, and screw on the jar bands. Place the jars in the canner and process following the recommendations below. Okay, so we decided just to clean up this pan. Really good. Which I've already scrubbed it. Okay, honey, so you want to go get the canner and see if you can figure out what we're supposed to do to get it ready? That just almost covers the top. Now we'll get this on high and let it get to boil and boil it for 5 minutes.
Fill the pot halfway with water. Add 4 tablespoons of baking soda.
And why are we doing that?
Something to do with blackening of aluminum here from already used products.
What does that mean, already used products?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Nothing's already used. The jars are brand new and everything.
No, I don't know then.
That's all it says about it?
Go through the cycle of pressure cooking, and then after that you dump it all out and wash it with soap and water.
So I need to turn this water off under my carrots.
Yeah, I guess not. Don't cook them
Because
yet.
they're already cooking.
Well, they haven't even come to a boil yet, have they?
I put that boiling water in it that was in that other pan. The heck kind of language is that?
Outlet B. So much.
Here,
Get it?
take that lid off. Continue.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
Okay. Operating valve A.
This is A. What?
Position the valve A, which is this.
Position the symbol 1
Okay, there's 1.
on the valve opposite the marker L. So L is that. So opposite of that. What the heck does that mean?
Let's go watch a YouTube video. See if we can figure this out. Do I have to soda bath my canner before using it the first time? I do not use strong cleaners like bleach, Clorox, Drano. Drano.
Really? Wow.
Sodium hydroxide or lye. Ajax, scouring powder, or baking soda. Those can pit, corrode, darken, and stain the aluminum.
You're not supposed to use baking soda? Well, this is from the operating, from...
Right. First time using a FAL pressure canner. Cleaning.
15 espresso capsules. All you need to say is SM, giving some coffee. Soon as you partner
I
with
hope he's not going to talk like that the whole time.
So if you followed us this far, thanks for your patience as we try to figure this out. Okay, so we're a little frustrated. We're not going to go through that whole process with the baking soda. Because some of them are saying don't use baking soda. Other ones say do use baking soda. And as I look in here, this water is all black. Is it supposed to be black?
What? Well, that's the baking soda is supposed to, this process is supposed to get rid of that black. So.
Well, I'm just going to pour it out. Maybe you're supposed to make it black. Oh my gosh. So, is that what that's supposed to look like? Don't know. Really frustrated at this moment. So John is going to take the valve stuff off and make sure that you can see through them to make sure that they're clear. And I'm going to get this cleaned up with some soap and water. Sometimes trying to follow instructions is really hard when you've never done anything like this before. I have heard people talk about putting in a little bit of vinegar so that your jars don't get stained. We'll find out if we made a mistake or not by not running the baking soda its full turn in there. Okay, so it says to put 2 liters of water in. So that's what I'm going to do right now.
See light through that, so that's good. Yay. We figured that out.
So where's the steam supposed to come out at that you're supposed to let go for like 10 minutes?
Oh, that's a good question. This thing.
Because you can't be letting the steam come out of the whole time, otherwise you wouldn't be pressure canning.
It's not supposed to be rocket science, right?
What'd you say that was now?
This is the pressure indicator. It goes up and down. There's a little red thing inside.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it.
It also has
Okay, so it has to be up all the time to be
under pressure.
Under pressure, okay.
Which also, this is a little lock.
Okay.
It locks into place, so it would block you from taking your lid off.
Okay, so I guess that ours just doesn't have one of them little jiggler things that you watch it jiggle and then you put the, the pressure knob on it. Okay, so you see how that is above the canner? How's that supposed to work? Gotta line it up right. So you can't hardly get it off if you put it on wrong. You gotta line something up. Did you figure out what you're supposed to line up?
No.
Go look at the book. Got 13 pints. I went ahead and filled up the water a little bit more. We filled it up to about 2 inches, which that added more water than the 2 liters. Aren't those pretty? Let's hope they stay pretty. I don't know if you should put them around the edges or in the middle, so that's how we're going to do it. John's going to put the lid on.
There's 2 arrows on there, one on the pan right there, and then there's one right here on the bottom of the handle. That's what you match up. There we go. And there we go.
Now what do you do? Now what do we do, honey?
I guess turn on the heat. Turn it on high. This is set to the steam, so we let it start heating up. And once it starts to steam out of here, then we let that steam for 10 minutes, and then we do the next thing.
And you decided that it was number 2 that we needed to have it on and not number 1?
Right, for
Because of our altitude or whatever?
elevation.
Elevation. Alrighty, 1 hour later, we have got steam coming out. So it looks like it's coming out pretty steady, except for then it stops just briefly. So not like it was before. We'll see what the other gauges do that they're supposed to. Okay, so we let it go a few minutes longer because now we see that it is an actual continuous, no puffing in the middle of it or anything. So that has vented for 10 minutes. And now John's going to turn it to number 2.
All right, and we'll watch that gauge.
Yeah, watch this gauge. It took about 5.5 minutes, and our gauge is almost to the green mark, which is the number 1.
Gotta be on number 2.
And so it has to match this. I'm not real sure when to start timing. I would assume that you start timing once it hits the number 2. But that's not how the book reads. So it says that the sterilization time begins once the operating valve starts to release some steam. So is sterilization the same as your canning time? I think that since maybe this is not from the United States, that maybe their words are different. Once the sterilization time has elapsed, turn off the heat source and allow the pressure cooker to cool down. So that would insinuate to me that sterilization means the processing time. Once the pressure has dropped completely, then position the cymbal to that little puffy thing again, and it lets out the steam, but still leave the lid alone and don't do anything to the lid until the gauge is all the way down completely where it was when you began. So I didn't start the sterilization time when I first saw steam. So, all right, we're going to go check it and see what it's at now. Okay, well, at the rate this is going, it's been 10 minutes. It's going to take the whole processing time of 25 minutes just to get it up to number 2. I guess we're not going to start the time until that hits number 2. Okay, so when it was talking about the sterilization, when it starts to steam again, if you can see, we have steam coming out again, even though it's set at number 2. So we are going to go ahead and start our timer for 25 minutes. And I have to go pick up my little Amish kids. So John's going to have to be the one that keeps track of all this. Hopefully it won't blow up or anything. Hopefully we're just doing everything right. If you guys have ever dealt with FAL and we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing, let us know. And if you see something that we did that is wrong, please let us know that as well.
I'm on it. So as long as I keep it, the needle inside that number 2, during that 25 minutes, we'll be good.
Well, it's been an hour since I've been home, so let's go find out what happened while I was gone. How'd it go while I was gone?
Nothing blew up.
Yay!
Okay, so we have hit the halfway mark. It has stayed steady at 2. Haven't had to adjust the heat at all. So we'll just continue on. Time is winding down. Pressure stayed constant. Needle stayed right there in the middle of the green zone of number 2. So we are now ready to turn off our heat source and let this cool down. So now we wait for the needle to return to 0 before we do anything else. Well, it's still going down. Hasn't quite made it to the peg yet. And if you can hear, It's still hissing a little bit. Still got the pressure in there, and you can hear it kind of bubbling inside a little bit. So we just continue to wait until that pressure dissipates. But we're not quite done yet, so there's still a chance.
The fire's off and everything, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And need to check again to see where it is on the pressure gauge.
All right. I'm going to go do that right now.
All right.
Okay, so it's on 0.
Okay.
So now you turn this to the plume part?
Yeah.
Okay, I had that wrong then earlier.
Yeah.
When I was talking about it.
All right. And I don't hear anything. We don't see any steam. So the lid should be ready to come off.
Let's do that. So just turn it.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit to the arrows, and then lift up.
Okay. Arrows.
Mm-hmm. Ta-da.
Yay.
Are they bubbling inside? Oh, yes, they are. Let that go.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave them sitting in there until I do a few more things. I still got to run back uptown and get your anniversary present.
Oh.
So I forgot that the banks were closed today, so I couldn't go by and get any money. So now I got to take my debit card and go get some money and then go get your anniversary present. All right, honey, there's your happy anniversary.
All right. I got headphones.
I have no idea what makes them
Oh, I don't know.
so expensive, but I got them for really, really cheap.
Yeah? Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, you've been saying you want a good pair, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Every time I get got a microphone. Ooh, they're comfortable. Ooh, that's nice.
They feel good.
Yeah.
I hope they work for you, babe.
Yeah, me too. I like them.
So we just wanted to get on here and talk to you about our experience with the pressure canning. It was very irritating.
Well, yeah, it was kind of. Not quite as straightforward as we had expected, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a lot of my favorite people, the Stivers and Living Traditions and 1870s Homestead, you know, all those people that you probably watch as well. And they didn't have to go through any of the stuff we did. Of course, their canners are different.
A little bit, yeah. Had we watched somebody on YouTube that had used that particular canner, it probably would have been a little easier, you know. But we had to learn, you know.
And some of the things just totally went off the grain, like you know, the steam coming up for the second time and that was a good thing with this canner. So it was, and knowing how much water to put in the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people say 3 inches from the bottom. Well, this one only called for 2 liters, which I had to put like triple the amount that I already had put in to get it up to the 3-inch mark. And it never gave us like you know, you have a pressure gauge, like 10 pounds. We never did. Ours has no poundage on it.
Right, on the gauge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a lot of that was different. So even if I'm looking at the ball book trying to figure out poundage, well, that doesn't work for ours because there's no gauge that shows poundage. It was a little tense for a little while trying to figure out, and then the different wording. You know, like you weren't preserving or pressure cooking, you were
Canning.
Sterilizing.
Well, yeah. It's like those 2 terms were interchangeable, processing and sterilizing or something. I don't know.
Well, processing never entered the book. That there was no word that said processing or pressure canning, none of that. It was sterilization. That was what they called it in the book. So, but now we kind of know, I think. And One thing for sure is I know we need to pray before we start it and not in the middle of it when we're just frustrated. So this won't be the last time that we can, but
Well, next time, now we kind of know what to expect, and
Yeah.
the length of time it takes to get from one point to the next.
yes, exactly. We weren't expecting an hour for it to get up to number 1, and I had
Steam,
forgotten that
yeah.
we were supposed to take it up to number 2. So, yeah, just all those things. I thought the carrots looked really good, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yep. I think all the tops have popped, and so we've got a
Yes,
good seal on all of them. So
it was good to hear the pings. But from what I understand, though, it's more about the pressure cooking that will keep out the botulism, more so than the seal. So that's why you have to follow directions on the pressure, which we have no idea what the pressure is because there's no gauge that reads the pressure. But that is one thing that I have learned from everybody. You need to make sure that your pressure gauge is working properly. We don't have one.
well, I'll have to look in the book, but I think each number represents certain poundage, so we'll have to look at that a little closer.
Okay, cool. So I guess that's all we're gonna say. You gonna say something else?
Happy early anniversary.
What did I get?
Great.
Go out and enjoy life.